Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. Welcome to my channel. Today, the cold has arrived. Winter is here. When I woke up, my weather app said it was 8 degrees outside with like negative in the real feel. I'm like, I am having no part of that. I am staying inside where it is warm. And you know, when you're cold, like the first thing my brain goes to is, I want cocoa. I thought it was a great cocoa day. But something I haven't been able to have since I switched to this diet is marshmallows. Because the way I used to make marshmallows required a lot of sugar, and I can't have refined sugar anymore. And they don't make marshmallows commercially that I have found yet that don't contain refined sugar. So the only sweeteners I eat are honey, dates, and fruit. So that being said, I haven't had marshmallows in quite some time. And I would like some cocoa with marshmallows. So I went online because we live in the future, and I found a recipe on a website called Heal Me Delicious, and I will put the link in the description of this video. And they have a recipe for marshmallows that use gelatin, water, and honey. There are a few changes I need to make because it does call for arrowroot starch, which I cannot have. So I'm gonna dust the marshmallows in cocoa instead. I thought that sounded delicious. So let's go do an experiment and see if making these marshmallows work out. So here's the ingredient lineup. Whoops, I'm knocking everything over. We have gelatin. This is vanilla. The recipe does call for maple syrup, but I'm gonna use honey, and I've always found them to be pretty interchangeable. I just hope that it still works for marshmallows. And some salt. From my past experience making marshmallows, there's a little bit of technique change that I'm going to make. The way that the recipe calls for it, it's saying to use parchment lined 9x13 pan. I am not doing that. I have one of these disposable pans. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of coconut oil and grease it. Just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. And then I'm going to take cocoa. Oh, I forgot to say cocoa in the ingredient lineup. Ooh. Then I'm going to take cocoa and I'm going to dust the pan. And that's how it won't be too sticky. And then when it's done, because it's a disposable, I can flip it upside down and like peel it off. That's my plan. That's how I've done marshmallows in the past. And it's worked. So I'm going to do that for making these marshmallows. Hopefully it translates. We're gonna find out. Blob of coconut oil here. Go like that. Take paper towel and just wad that up and spread that all over the place. Thin coat. You don't want any clumps. No clumps. Right, nice and thin, just so you can see the streaks. That's about it. That's what we're going for. And I'm gonna take my cocoa. Got my pan. And we're just gonna go sprinkle. Right? And shake. And a tap. It needs a little bit more. Don't forget the sides. So I'm going to do the sides a little bit better, but that is the gist of what you're looking for, and that's how they're not going to stick. Next up, I'm going to prep the gelatin. So it says to put a cup of water and then sprinkle the gelatin on top and allow it to bloom, which basically means the gelatin has to absorb the water. So that's what I'm going to do now. So this is 1 cup of water. And it's calling for 3 tablespoons, so that means I need 3 pouches. And we'll sprinkle that gelatin right on top. It didn't say to mix it in, so I'm just gonna leave that floating right on top because it did not say it did not say mixy. It just said sprinkle on top. The next steps might happen pretty quickly. So I have to, on the stove top, combine the water, the honey, the vanilla, and the salt and bring it to a simmer. It has a little asterisk, don't let it boil. No boiling. Don't do it. And then after it comes to a simmer, take it off the heat right away. Then we're going to add it to that gelatin water mixture. And you can either do this with a stand mixer, like a KitchenAid or something like that, or a hand mixer, and you beat it until soft peaks form, and it gives you another asterisk. Don't overbeat it. And then you pour it into your prepared baking sheet. So that's what I'm gonna do, and because it sounds from reading it like these things happen pretty quickly and there's not a lot of kind of time in between, this was the moment to tell you what was going on. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm at the stove. Okay, so this is at soft peaks, meaning when I dip something in, it makes a peak and it flops over. So again, dip it in, peak, that flops over. That's where we want it. I have my prepared tray, and it goes. Oh, that looks so fluffy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is working. This is okay, this is exciting. This is exciting, everybody. Gotta work fast so it doesn't set. Working fast, but I don't want to miss any yummy marshmallow goodness. Okay, spread that out. Spread, spread, spread. Okay, scrape that there in the corner. I used to have a metal strainer, which I would have used for this, but I don't anymore, and I'm trying to think of another way to sprinkle the cocoa, and I don't really have a great option. I have an idea. I'm trying this. I put the cocoa in the nut bag. Yes, yes, it's working. Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent. See, creativity comes out of necessity. There we go, and that's gonna help it not be too sticky. So the recipe was saying to use arrowroot starch, which I can't have, so cocoa instead. This worked perfect. Excellent use of the nut bag. Fantastic. I usually use this when I make almond milk. But that was a clever idea. Clever, clever idea. Now, in my opinion, the hardest part. Take a piece of tin foil. I'm going to cover it up. Now I have to wait 6 hours for it to set. That's so hard. I gotta wait. Gotta wait. And put on my patient pants, and I'm gonna wait. I'll see you in 6 hours. I am back, and marshmallows have set. So we have great unveiling, right? I'm gonna take the cover off. It's marshmallows, and like I'm gonna poke it, and like it's squishy. It feels like marshmallows. This is great. This is great. Okay, so the next step. I'm gonna take a full-size plate and I'm gonna like overturn it onto the plate to get it out of the little disposable pan. I also took this plate and it's all full of cocoa. So you'll see what I'm gonna do, but they're gonna get dipped in the cocoa powder. According to the recipe, you could use like arrowroot starch, but I can't have that, so I'm using cocoa powder. The other thing that I'm using is my kitchen scissors. These are my kitchen scissors that can go through the dishwasher. And I'm going to literally use this and snip the marshmallows into shape. So let me show you. This is exciting. It's working. It's working. Okay, so I'm going to take this plate and we're going to go flippy flippy. Okay. And this is why I use disposable, because I can, oh yeah. Plop. Whoops. Look at that. Let me just center that. Beautiful. Now, it's brown because I did the cocoa powder on the inside of the pan. And that's part of why it didn't stick. It just poured right out. Came out perfect. I could not have planned that better. Okay. I got the cocoa powder here. I got this here. Okay, I need a container for them to go into. Now we got a Tupperware container. Okay. We take our scissors and we go snip, snip. So I'm going to start in the middle and then like half so that they come out fairly the same size. So that looks like the middle. Snip, 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 snip. Yes. Oh, that's great. Let me just lift this up so you could see. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let me keep going. So like half of that is about here. Snip, snip, and a snip. Okay, and then here we go snip, snip. Now at this point I have them in 4 strips. I'm going to cut them to the right size that I want them so that they'll be bite-sized for me. They're very thick, so I have to cut them thinner. Otherwise I'm going to end up with these huge mallows. But if you want a huge mallow, you could do that too. So snip. And then when I snip it, I have these sides that don't have cocoa on them. And that I'm going to go dip, dip, and shake it. And that will keep it from getting sticky. And into the bin. And here we go. Snip, dip, flip, shake. So I cut them up in 2 ways. This is the ones that I covered all in cocoa. And then these ones I just snipped and I didn't put the cocoa on because as I was doing this, they were sticky, but not super sticky. So I was wondering if I could get away without doing the cocoa on these. So I did a little experiment to see how sticky these ones would be and if I could do that like that. Now it's time to give a mallow a taste. And then if everything is good, let's make some cocoa. So let's test one that's covered in the cocoa and then I'll test one that doesn't have the cocoa. So here we have a small cocoa covered mallow. It's good. It's a mallow. It's great. Okay, now let's try this one. This one is a non-cocoa covered mallow. Perfect. I'm so happy with this. Let's go make some cocoa. Okay, got my Star Trek mug. Got my almond milk. And let's heat that up. Okay, in goes my cocoa. And we go mixy, mixy, mix. Okay, in goes some honey. And mixy, mixy, mix. Okay, now I have my cocoa. And we'll put in a couple of mallows. Putting in the cocoa one since it is going into cocoa. I figured it was fitting. There we go. It's cocoa time. Oh, look what's happening as they melt. Oh, look at that. Oh, it looks great. So as the mallows are melting, I'm getting this like foamy mallow melty top, almost like fluff. Look. I can't tilt it because it'll spill everywhere, but oh, it looks good. So I gotta taste this before they totally melt. Oh my gosh, yes. That's exactly what it is. It's like marshmallow fluff floating on top of hot chocolate. Oh, this is good. It's really, really hot. This is so good. I haven't had a mallow in over 3 years. This is so good. Whoever invented this technique to make mallows using honey, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is amazing. This is great. Thank you. So I'm gonna go warm up, cold day, got some yummy cocoa, gonna go enjoy it. So for now I'm done for the day and I'll see you all soon. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.